Okay, welcome to another Cryptowriter Round Table, where Corey and I meet with various guests on various topics. I think this is volume 4 now of EOSIO Block Producers, and Corey's just joined. We just went live.
What's up?
Yeah,
Me and my beautiful hairdo. Got some echo going on. Is that me?
Maybe.
It's not.
What's up?
Yeah, me and my beautiful hairdo. Got some echo going on. Is that me?
Is it me?
I mean, probably.
What's up?
No, it's not.
It's not me. It's maybe. It's Basel. Basel, can you close the YouTube channel, the YouTube screen?
His mic is muted, so it's
yeah. Yes, just a second.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, the number one guess is always it's going to be Jimmy D. So fair enough. But yeah, welcome. You guys are USA. Michael is no stranger. Josep is on the line. He's been to one of these before from EOS Barcelona. So we're happy to have you back. And we have we have first-time guest Basel from EOS Arabia, which is pretty cool. I recently did an article with him for January EOS, introducing the community, and I think it's a really, you guys have a tough road, being the first block producer in the Middle East, but it's a cool dynamic that I think we got here. As well, a couple last minute cancellations due to personal issues, but yeah. How are you guys today? What's going on?
All things going well. Normally, as Josep said, we are waiting the evaluation for wax now, and maybe after today's the result will release. We are there as standby, and for one time we jump to 21 and produce for 1 month. And that was good for us, and hope we jump again to this area, because everyone looking to 21 as always. But in Telos, we are from 21, maybe from 1 year ago. Before that, we were in standby locations, but now we are on top 121 producers, and all things are going great. We can talk about something else later, like infrastructure or updates if you need, but this is for currently in our status now.
Yeah, we just really talk about whatever comes up. So
yeah.
But yeah, how are you?
Congrats on signing those blocks over on Telos, man.
Well, I mean, it's been an interesting week or two, right? Like obviously everyone's focused on the wax pump because it was wax was listed on Binance, but like another one that I thought was noteworthy is Proton XPR. It was just recently listed on KuCoin as well, I think this week. Telos, love them or hate them, when they were doing the audit, they found a security vulnerability in the actual EVM contract that like everything is running on, which is like huge. Like that's massive. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of things to talk about. Like not only did they find like a problem in their own stuff, but they found something in like the base layer, right? Maybe you guys can go into that a little bit more because you're more technical than me. What did you guys think about that news with the Telos thing?
Well, and I mean, I'm not super nerdy on the dev side, but yeah, all it takes is, a couple smart people poking in the right spot, and, you might be able to find it. And I mean, that's huge. I do think it definitely helps kind of bring that Telos purple dot up on the radar. So. Like I say, I'm curious to see how many people, bolt in their contracts over into the EVM. That's a cool concept to be able to run that on the EOSIO infrastructure.
I mean, it used to be kind of hailed as the saving grace for EOSIO in a way, more so EOS than anything. But it's interesting now because now you have all of these. Well, especially with Wax, moving on to Binance now, it's a bit of a game changer, right? Like, because like EOS is doing its own thing, probably with Bullish, and will continue to do so, especially with the EOS Foundation. What's happening there with the new funding and stuff. But it's nice to see these other EOSIO chains branching out and not necessarily, finding their own paths and their own way forward. So I know many of you are involved in many of these chains as well, which is always nice. The fact that they can be, connected on a technical level quite easily is great. But also the fact that, like, from a financial point of view, they don't need to be. They're all forging and getting themselves listed on various exchanges is quite nice as well, I think, personally. So
yeah, I mean, I've always said that was, one of the big things that always appealed to us about the EOSIO. I think it was Dan that said way back when, do you want one chain with 1 million nodes or 1,000 chains with 1,000 nodes? Bigger networks doesn't always mean faster and better when it really comes to scaling. So I feel like EOSIO has always kind of really been built to be able to shard, so to say, and have things specialize in what they specialize in. Even on some of the additional EOSIO chains, side chains to those for projects are being designed, debated, and even spun up. I mean, it's really designed for, in my opinion, our opinion. Go ahead.
Yeah, and like you said, like this idea that, like, yeah, well, we kind of found that at firsthand as well. Like the original idea, and it's a weird, hashtag shameless plug with relevance for this analogy, but we had this huge world, right, in the uplift world, and that was the general idea, was to have this world. But what we actually found out was, it worked better when we broke it up into different sectors. And now what we're realizing is we have all of these different sectors that are connected via the transport hub, where you can like walk through the portal into another sector. And it's actually probably a time saver in terms of being able to go to what would have been the furthest points on the map. Because I was thinking about this, like the island that I'm on right now, if I were to drive from the northernmost point of the island to the southernmost point of the island, it would take me less time than for me to walk around the chicken cob map, because I've done it. I've walked around the chicken cob map. It takes more time to actually do that, right? And so, like with the transporter hub now, and all of these different sectors, right? Like the diagonals basically are your two biggest points, right? And I think that's we're gonna see a lot of that with the EVMs, but more so with like these exchange listings, right? Like to have to go through all of these various exchanges to be able to get into this platform and do this. Just like now, EOS is no longer the center point, which allows them to like focus on what they need to focus on, but it also allows the other EOSIO chains with their new exchange listings to be more accessible to the layman who aren't out there. And like, so let's pour it off into the Wax thing, because what do you think the implications of being listed on Binance are? I mean, I used to use KuCoin a lot, but like I had to jump through KuCoin and then back to Binance a lot as well. And so like the biggest, most used exchange in the world. Does anyone have any comments on that?
I'm American, so that says enough about Binance for me.
Well, I mean, Corey brought this up on our last stream. It's no longer going to be Americans that, need to worry about that.
Everybody has to do KYC now.
That's true.
Which, yeah, it's whatever. That's cool. But yeah, my mom had an account on there from Canada. And as of 10 minutes ago, she does not.
But the Americans can use Binance.
No, I didn't think so.
You're not allowed, right? So
Yes.
Well, there's a Binance American site.
What was that new doing?
Yeah, so this is relevant for Europe and Asia and the Middle East. It used to happen a lot when we were, trying to introduce Wax to new people, at least here in Spain. And the first question was, hey, can I buy it on Binance? No, you can't. Okay, so but I'm already in Binance. I don't want to, KYC
Yeah.
or
I mean,
another
it's
exchange.
right.
So,
It's one of the it has to be the largest pool of crypto on its own, basically anywhere, right? So as far as markets are concerned.
In Europe, I think now it's finally the largest. In about a year, it grew a lot. It wasn't the largest like a year ago, or 18 months ago, but now I think it is the largest.
Well, according to CoinMarketCap, I think they are, but they might be a little biased.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because they bought that. So yeah. So yeah, I think it's good that it's finally there, but it's not just Wax. I mean, the other chains are also getting listed in other exchanges, and it all started actually with Telos, yeah, in 2018. It was the first one. I was there also working on the launch of the chain, and look at now in 2021, there are more than one EOSIO chain, and I always say that it's cool because all the chains are exploring new things, things that maybe on EOS it wasn't possible or difficult, or there wasn't budget, or there was no support, because I think this how can I say this without sound bad, but we all know about the lack of support of Block One on EOS, and that I think that wasn't good for the EOS ecosystem, but it was good for the EOSIO ecosystem, because is that what forces us to try new things and try to create new ecosystems.
Well, I will say, I mean, and I'll play devil's advocate in defense of that, and as well as I do, they provided a lot of technical development. EOSIO is a much more mature product now, which ultimately was impactful to all of the chains. We all agree they may not have invested or could have invested or whatever into.
Yeah, I'm talking about money investment, not technical support. They have been doing the support. They have been there.
I know exactly where you're going, but I at least always try to, I mean, look, I mean, hell, we sit and we chat personally with some of the lead, really super smart nerds, I mean, from the technical side, which is leading to exactly what you say, is that all of the chains ultimately benefited from the day they added snapshots, the 2.1 and this node log trimming, and I mean
comma bug fix.
I'll believe it when I
you
see
made it.
I told you, EOS USA has a bug that I have presented to them for years, and they finally were able to reproduce it, and apparently they were able to fix it, or they think they have. So I've yet to put it through the EOS USA stress test yet, but apparently our coma bug has been fixed. So we'll see. But that's my whole point. I mean, they're there, they're doing some things, but I absolutely agree that not everybody is doing what we wanted to see. Maybe.
Yeah, I guess it's about expectations. We all had expectations. We saw a lot of money flowing into Ethereum, and EOS was supposed to be the Ethereum killer. That's what they sold to us, right? So we also were expecting a lot of money, and it didn't happen. But other things happened. So we adjust, and now I think it's doing great. Wax is doing great. Block Producers had a good amount of rewards to build things. Wax Block Producers have been building a lot of things, which is nice. Telos is also going up. So the Telos Block Producers are finally getting also rewards to build more cool things. Proton is also working hard to get into the NFT space and DeFi. I'm also Block Producer on Proton. And there are also other small chains that, we still have Icon with the OR ID that it's slowly, spreading away. And getting tentacles everywhere. I'm starting to hear more and more about them.
I agree. I do agree that after all these years, you're starting to kind of see those partnerships and they were. I mean, Telos was one of the first, but OR ID and Acon, they launched their chain shortly after that too. So
Yeah, so there are still other chains, other projects. I think we will see cool things coming in the next year. So yeah, that's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one thing that Block One can be, credited for is keeping the code intact and keep pushing boundaries, right? I'm kind of interested to see how this all unfolds, right? Yeah, at what point do they, because I think right now some of them don't need each other, right? Like that, I mean, that Proton XPR listing on KuCoin, I think it's just as huge, in my opinion. Not quite as huge, but is just as huge as the Binance listing for Wax, right? So if you look at Wax, they've got a bit of a jump, like a bit of a head start on a lot of the other chains, just because of where they came from, and they were a little bit different than some of these chains that came out of EOS, right? Like Wax, in a way, they were kind of on Ethereum first, and then they bounced over to EOS, and so there's that kind of synergy as well, right? So I just think it's going to be really interesting now that like there's that avenue into NFTs to see what's going to explode, right? Because like, I mean, if you go onto Twitter and you look around, or any of the other social posts that are out there, right? Like the home for NFTs seems to be marketed as Ethereum. Like I think more so than EOS being the Ethereum killer. Like Wax really is the Ethereum NFT killer, right? Like it should be.
Yes.
I hope they don't market that, because it's a horrible marketing idea, as we found out from Block One. But
No.
That's because that's what it's still good for. Because if you've got $100,000 NFT, you have no problem dropping $50 to move it, or you're claiming something that's $100,000 worth of value. You don't have a problem paying $6.
Yeah.
I'm talking to a guy that claims something on Ethereum like every couple of hours. You pay $6, $6, $6, $6. Oh, it got stuck and you need a refund. Boom, another $6. And it's like, it's not good for microtransactions. It's not good for some of the other benefit in its natural state. But guess what? You know how we feel about all of our chains. That's fine if that's what it focuses on. Bitcoin is more of a currency. Ethereum is more of an asset platform. Oh, but you really want to use them? Well, then maybe you bridge those over to a platform that can fire in all sorts of transactions, and then you want to extract it over to Ethereum into that world? Fine, so be it. I mean, that's always been our grand vision, is when Corey the DJ can play a game on Wax and dump that NFT on Ethereum and not even realize what he's doing. I mean, that's
Well, and it's only a matter of time before the EVM actually starts working for NFTs and gaming and other aspects as well, right? Like it's a code-based layer, so it can work with anything. It doesn't just have to work with a token. As far as I understand it, I mean, there might have to be a few adaptations here and there, but.
Yeah, I think there is no longer this narrative, trying to be the Ethereum killer or the competition with EOS. There is a place for all the chains. I think what actually happening is that the chains are actually trying to connect with, among them, also with Ethereum, because Ethereum is slow, but it's also evolving. There are big changes happening on Ethereum. Ethereum will become faster, will become cheaper, and now it's where the money is. So that's where Telos and Wax and other chains are trying to do, connect with Ethereum, and this is fine. It makes sense. You either attract the Ethereum dApps to your chain, making it easier with the EVM, so it's easier for them just to connect and deploy, or you just connect with them, taking your token also to Ethereum. Telos did it, Wax did it, so it makes a lot of sense. And the connection, it's much easier right now, and it's not just Ethereum. It's Binance Smart Chain, is Polymath, is other chains. Alien Walls is transferring tokens between BSC, Wax, and Ethereum, and it's working great. The players can buy the tokens on Ethereum, send them to Wax, and then send them to Binance Smart Chain and trade it on a DEX. So connection with other chains, not trying to compete, but work with the other chains, integrate as part of yours. I think this is what it makes more sense.
You open up a really good talking point there, and I was trying to find something because I was gonna. Basel's playing really nice here, and I want him to not play so nice.
He's in other chains too. I mean, like I say, he's everywhere.
Yeah. So, but I just as I was doing that, I came across something that he wrote, which I thought was interesting. I asked him once, what are some killer dApps that you think could transform the blockchain industry? And he kind of pointed out like a great dApp project that will be able to bring NFTs from different chains, Ethereum, EOS, Wax, Solana, Telos, all into one platform. This is like a common bridge. And we've talked about this before on some of these podcasts, but how far off do you think we are from like having this system whereby the home of a token for the general population won't be noticeable? And what role do you think that maybe EOSIO will play in this?
Actually, I think it's good to be, like you said, but maybe first of all, we need to have a universal identity, as I told you before. Actually, now universal identity for all blockchain, there is no project like that. So, for example, if I need to make a KYC, or if I need to move some NFT from Ethereum to another blockchain, it's available by EVM or something like that. But actually, as we think, the universal identity in EOSIO, will be a good project to manage all things, not NFT only, because NFT is just a card. For more usage, you need to include it in your game. So gaming domain need NFT, and gaming need, for example, ID. So what is your ID? So you need, as we see the ID is the key for this method.
Well, and I think FIO is one of those EOSIO chains that's trying to help build kind of a common bridge between a lot of different tokens, NFTs, things like that. That's kind of one of their mentalities, is to not universal identity per se, but simplifying that. But I'll also say that what I find, it's almost like which credit cards you take at the gas station, is that as a vendor or as a whatever, you make the decision which chain you're going to integrate with, and you implement those integrations into it. I mean, you use like a WooCommerce plugin or whatever, like Josep always works with. You make those decisions as opposed to truly using a global platform. I mean, it's a long way away from a global platform of absolute universal, just because they're all doing different things, and they're all innovating and constantly moving forward. To in my opinion, to think that it'll be absolutely from the framework side. Now, from the UI side, absolutely, you won't have an idea of really where you're at. But I think we're a long, and maybe never, because it's going to innovate so quick and so dynamically as these shards kind of do their thing. You'd never keep up with all the standards, or you'd always, whatever that universal is always going to be a version behind. I need you to downgrade your client so you can connect.
Yeah, maybe, as you said, you need, in this case, integration and partnership with so many blockchain, and that's maybe can be happen for now.
Not like universal. That's why I say universal's so tough.
So big, yeah.
But like FIO or something like that, they can at least pick off maybe the major things and give people an easy framework. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, it's an open source world. As more and more of this starts, developing and releasing, I think it'll be easier for projects to step in and say, yep, I want to be able to bounce from Wax to ETH to BSC to TLOS to Proton, whatever. And that path already been traveled before, like Alien World is having to kind of blaze some new trails because, I mean, I don't even think Smart Chain had launched whenever they were starting to, beat that square peg into a round hole. So, and, where's the NFT market? Well, there isn't one yet, so once all that kind of gets in place, I think a lot of that'll become easier for the projects to abstract versus the technology to abstract.
Yeah,
at least before my daughter's out of high school.
Yeah, and I can FIO, they're like, it's not perfect, and like even people like Luke will tell you that they've got a long way to go. I'm not sure if this has been released or not, but I did something on FIO the other day that like maybe hasn't been released, but it was really exciting, and so I should probably double check that before I out them. But they've got some really
things, and you're like, I don't know what I can say or not. But yeah,
right.
so
just research it. But the nice thing about FIO is that you, for the end user, if you want to have a wallet in crypto, you can create an account relatively easily, and then you have one address that all your crypto goes through, right? So there was a comment by the Big Ben, what about a layer 2 blockchain that can integrate blockchains into one like Matic? I mean, yeah, layer 2 solutions are great. The biggest problem with layer 2 solutions, in my opinion, and I could be completely wrong on this, but the biggest problem seems to be like emotion and people's allegiances, right? Like we're in this speculator market where everyone's just like, no, Ethereum can't die. I spent too much money on it and I don't want anything to outperform it, right? Like, and it's just stupid, like in a lot of ways, right?
Oh
Like,
man.
The tribal, and it started off bad. I mean, if anybody knows that, it's probably the TLO's crew. They caught it pretty hard right off the bat. But I think it's slowly been, kind of chiseling away, and as people find their spot. And I mean, we were one of the first EOSIO solicitors, and so we were everywhere and saying, "Hey, look, I mean, we can do it all. Why do we have to compete?"
Hey Corey, we should throw some gratitudes up, I think, as well.
We should. I'll need a few minutes to get the game back up.
Yeah, no worries. I got some good ones. But I was going through Twitter today. One of the things that I do is I do some posts on Twitter sometimes for various people, and I was I was looking at some comments and like charming comments about Telos. Telos is really good. They're pushing things out there, and they've got a lot to be proud about. But there were a couple people that went in there guns blazing and said, like, you don't deserve to, like, essentially, after all the shade and fun that you've been throwing at like Block One over the years, like reaping the benefits of this reward. And I mean, like, they're not right, but they're not wrong either, right? And so, like, even
not
within our
shade.
No, right, exactly, right, 100%. But like even within our own ecosystem, we have that problem. So I just want to like clarify that this isn't like a hate on Ethereum thing, or like it's gonna happen, and unfortunately, that's just part of the system, I think, that we live in. But I'm excited to see like you said, right? How long does this stuff take to play out? I was on a really interesting stream last night with Ken Bozak and Nathan Loves the Answer, Miss Teen Crypto, and our compadre Super Sam, and we were talking about just like basically how NFTs in reality have the potential to change over the world. And like Ken Bozak, if you don't know who he is, basically, was an early investor in Bitcoin, decided he was going to go all in out of Bitcoin into Wax, right? And he made a really good point. He said, like, on the stream, he said that the price of Bitcoin went from 40,000 down to like 30,000 and then back up to 40. In that time, the price of Wax has, went from like 20 cents to like I think it was like 5 cents to like 30 cents down to 20 cents and now up to where we are, right? And like I mean, Telos is in the news for price. Like Proton XPR has been doing well. Like at what? I don't want to make this a price chat channel, but it seems to me like personally, a lot of these EOSIO projects are underappreciated in terms of market value, and I'm wondering what you guys think.
Yeah,
like,
totally. Yeah. Absolutely agree with this. All those change, you know, the market cap it doesn't reflect the value and the work in those chains, in all of those chains, regarding what you know, the differences that can be on the, you know, on the disagreements sometimes between some of the chains and with EOS. The amount of innovation that has been happening on you know, on Wax, on Telos, on FIO, on Proton, it doesn't actually reflect, in my opinion, the real value. So yeah, those tokens are, you know, under evaluated, in my opinion. Yeah.
So
well,
like,
I think it's altcoin season again. You know, I mean, everybody was running to Bitcoin and, oh, it's the next revolutionary thing. And just like ETH, you know, people are finally starting to say, oh, well, maybe there is more to this than just some, you know, digital currency. And slowly people are starting to say, well, what else is out there, right? You know, oh, there's these games that, you know, you can play and assets that you can buy. You know, I mean, as you know, we've been expanding a lot here recently, and as I bring people in, you know, they're somewhat familiar with the role they're coming in at, but absolutely blows their mind when you start saying, look, here's this game, you own this weapon now, you know, you can rent it, you can sell it, you can, you know, repair it, you know, upgrade it, things like that. And I definitely think that it's blowing a lot of people's minds what we're doing with blockchain. You know, they're just grasping Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I mean, as an aside, what was that game that the guys from Spielworks the guys who created Wombat Wallet, Adrian, they created that game where like you had a blockchain like celebrity, and like you could go in and you could fight. Like if that was on Ethereum, that would have been one of like the biggest games. Like everyone would have wanted to kick Dan Larmer's ass.
They did crypto celebrities. It was after Crypto Kitties, right? I mean, I think I remember that years and years ago. Funny.
So yeah, that brings me back to like what I was thinking when I started that last point is like, as block producers, right? So you have these tokens that you're rewarded for by producing the blocks, and you like, I guess I'm kind of but the comment that I want to reference, I can't remember exactly what it was, but Michael, you made a comment in a channel that I was in the other day, which made me chuckle. It was something like a true story that you had with your wife, where you said like you spent all this money to get miners, like to be able to do mining and like to set up the infrastructure to be able to produce blocks. But then you still had to pay instead of like reaping the rewards, something like that. I forget how that went exactly, but there was, it made me smile, it made me laugh. If you can remember what you said.
Internet money. That's what all she knew is yeah. Because I was paying out real cash, and I was just making these magic internet tokens or whatever.
Oh, right. I think it was like electricity bills or something. Now you have to pay.
What I was going to say is that I paid some pretty hefty electricity bills back in the GPU rig days out of the garage. Right? You'd walk into my garage and it'd be 110 degrees in there. But back in the day, But yeah, like I said, and of course that worked out pretty well for me to have mined it in 2017 and sat on it for a little while. But yeah, it was, and she still doesn't. Two things: she doesn't really believe I have a job, and she's still scared that like some boys with 3 letters on their jacket are just gonna come bust in our door for some reason.
Right. Yeah. There was a good line I heard the other day too. It's like somebody said, "Oh yeah, this is the guy who introduced me to Bitcoin. He got me. I got him a job, and he got me to quit my job." It was really good. So anyway, back to my point. I was gonna say then, what is it like that you guys? I mean, sorry, but what is it that you guys do with these tokens that are undervalued? Do you sit on them? Do you like stack them? Do you sell them on the market? And right, yeah,
We
like,
still have to pay bills.
Right.
There are bills that have to be paid.
And that's matter of fact, I was saying that in a channel earlier. I think one of the game channels or something. That I think I made the comment is, yeah, not as much liquid wax as I used to have. You know, got to pay the bills. And Joseph and Basel, no, man, it's getting hard to run these nodes. These are some serious level. You know, I got stacks and stacks of brand new i9s that are put on tilt, you know, trying to keep up with the NVMEs just smashing away. So there's a lot that actually it does take to keep the speeds and to make sure it doesn't, you know, have any service interruptions and things like that. So, I mean, but we're also respectful of the markets. We're getting paid in said tokens, so it doesn't do good to just rage crush the sell order or buy orders. You know, I mean, it's a delicate balance. I can tell you this as somebody who is obviously heavily multi-coin. I, you know, try to pay bills as much as I can in crypto, and I always joke that, you know, you want the market to go up, let me go pay some bills, because I'll be damned if, you know, because we still function in a, you know, fiat based. Noodles got to get put on tables, right? So if I say that, you know, there's a $2,000 agreement, here's $2,000, because they're probably going to dump it and pay bills, right? Well, all of a sudden those tokens, I remember, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, I paid a bill in wax at 10 cents per wax. It's not 10 cents anymore, which I was like, hey, congrats, I'm glad that worked out. You know, my accountant deals with it, and, you know, I mean, whatever. It's fine. I'm glad I could have paid it in crypto. It was magic internet money to begin with, right? But it's very difficult because I don't really get to play the market. You know, I mean, look, I got a bill to pay now. I can wait a day or two, but, you know, crypto, that could be good, that could be bad.
Indeed.
So, what are you guys grateful for? Mike, do you want to go first?
I'm grateful for, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful to live the life of a block producer.
Oh man, that so needs to be a documentary film, like historical fiction wise.
I will make a meme of this.
Right? Do it up.
I hate life sometimes, but I mean, the friends that I've made, the technologies we're, you know, playing with, the games I get to see develop, and, you know, I mean, I am, and I mean, this is my day job, right?
Right? Like the new,
you do this for a living. This is ridiculous. Like you basically print magic internet money for a living. It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh,
what?
Well, if you know us, that you don't even know the scale of that, right?
right. It's crazy.
And the thing is, it's not a job. We're doing what we love, and then we're getting paid.
Yep. This is
At
the
least
way.
for me. That's, you know, I don't feel like a job. It's actually life, because it's 24/7. So it's actually it's not a job.
Yeah. It jobs you get to stop.
It's yeah, exactly. So this never stops. So this is just life.
Yeah, well played. Joseph, what are you grateful for this morning?
To be honest, as always, my family. I wouldn't be here without the support of my wife long ago. And you know, family first always for me. And I always say that it's me, you know, setting up the producers, the nodes, and you know, being here on camera and whatever. But EOS Barcelona, it's a family project. So awesome. It's my wife is the other half partner, and yeah, when I told her many years ago I want to go and try this internet magic money, she told me, okay, go for it. So
that's awesome.
That's
no complaints.
Basel.
Yeah.
What are you grateful for?
As Josep said, the family is the number one in our life. But you know, we as Middle East or MENA countries, we are trying to help people as much as we can to give them the correct idea and learn them about the blockchain more and more, because we have so many things need to fix and learn people more and more. So we grateful to help people in MENA actually.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, I probably have to go because this is WAX evaluation week, and as Inspector General, I have a lot of work. I have to finish few evaluations.
I want to know wherever Basel is on the screen. Yeah, I mean,
before Saturday, that's when the block producers start their field time, and then we have a couple of days window to work with them and resolve the issues, and then finally come with the next top 21 for September. So it's a super busy week. Nice. Reviewing what the block producers have been done during the last month. All of them doing great things and improving new projects. We have to test a lot of things, which is fun, when you have actually to see what they are building and testing it, and talk with them. It's cool, but it's a super busy week. So I have to go, guys. I'm sorry.
Right. Yeah, no worries. Thank you for joining us, Josep. And
thank you, guys.
Again sometime soon. So.
See you around.
See you. Bye.
Personally, I'm grateful for new. I'm grateful for new EOSIO new EOSIO token exchange recognition. Because I think this is
token exchange recognition. Are you speaking English? What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, I can say I can say listings, but I think just recognition sounds cooler.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Listings is what we're gonna go with, just so that people many years from now are like, what?
Right, because in many years from now, people aren't going to believe that EOS wasn't necessarily on exchange. They didn't get the recognition that they deserved, right?
Wax has overtaken BNB on its own platform, and things are crazy now.
Right? Oh man, I would love to do a dystopian parody on this. If I ever quit crypto, I'm just gonna do dystopian parodies on blockchain. It'd be fun. Was that the parody where Coca-Cola convinced everyone, Gatorade convinced everyone that they were had to water all their crops with Gatorade? It was a really bad movie, but in the end,
I remember that.
Right, that was right, and somebody was like, "What? Why don't we just use water?" And they're like, "Are you crazy? You can't put water on crops, man."
I feel like the world we live in 2021. To be honest with you.
Well, and I mean, looking back, what are people going to say about EOS or Wax or any of these chains that we're utilizing now? I mean, it's possible in 10 years that nothing will exist and everything will be completely rewritten.
I mean, it'll all have evolved. That's technology in itself. I mean, there's very few names that you remember from the 1990s when the internet blew up, right? I mean, do you remember using, what was it, Alta Vista or Dogpile?
Yes.
But those were,
I do, but I'm old.
Monument, because that they helped get us where they are, but then Google, won. Or Amazon in a bookstore, right? It's what they become and what it will be will not represent the details of where we are today. No, and and if we want it to succeed, that's what it's going to take. I mean, so yes, I think you'll see remnants of all of them, but like I say, I hope it's abstracted from the majority because it doesn't need to be.
And I this comment on the screen, right? It cracks me up because it's so every person I talk to in real life that I explain our planet to ends up buying our planet 2 or 3 days later because the stock market is boring.
Boring.
10 years down the road, when we're looking back into being early into crypto, because I'm sure over time crypto will probably stabilize itself to some extent, but it's gonna still look like a turtle. Sorry, go ahead, Corey.
I don't know if it will. And then when when 98% of people are invested in crypto instead of Wall Street, then yes.
Yeah, fair
Until then, maybe no.
I mean, you say it as an investment. No, 98% of people aren't speculators. That's, I mean,
That's true. Like when it's getting used, you know what's fascinating too? I saw this on Twitter. Sorry, EOSUSA, Axis, SLP. In the Philippines, it's like stores are picking that up like crazy because they would rather get SLP than anything else.
Well, and that's what I was going to say is that at least in my opinion, and that's why I'm big on the gaming and big on the assets, is that, you know, I mean, the play to earn, the whatever is kind of the new age term. But over the last 10 years, we've developed the market of everybody just kind of playing games. I mean, my parents will play Candy Crush, you know, I mean, all the kids grew up playing, you know, the Minecrafts or the Call of Duties or CSGOs or any of that. So, I mean, gaming and a alternate reality metaverse type of thing has already kind of been grinding its way. We got our phones that while you're sitting there doing your business, you can, you know, play a little bit of whatever, and you get assets, you get tokens. I mean, and then now that's the extension of the benefit we're talking about, is that whatever it is, you've got an asset, and that asset has value. And if somebody decides that they'll accept that as value because they know they can get value out of it, then, I mean, I do believe that's going to be, just like you say, business people are going to say, all these people are walking around playing Candy Crush or whatever and earning these little gems, and people are willing to buy them. I'll take that, you know?
Right. And I think, how long does a full cycle go before, like, it's like, oh man, my deadbeat son, he just sits around and plays video games all day, to like, my son sits around and plays video games all day, and this is why I have a new car, right?
Right? Bonds trains his kid to run his prospector stuff because, of course, they designed that game to take all sorts of time. And really, Axis is kind of the same way, right? Like, you need to grind it out and actually be playing it. And that's where like the scholarship program shows up, because they can hire people to do it for them, right? Like I've been thinking about that. Like Tuttle gave me some Axes, and I don't have time for that shit. But the scholarship program, like somebody could make, you know, half of minimum wage every day with the freaking dumb Axes I have, just playing a game. That's ridiculous. Also, it's where I want to live, you know, like this makes more sense to me. Anyway, yeah, TC, that picture was a little present just for you. It's just a little mock-up of some stuff we're working on.
Y'all working on things?
Yeah.
You don't know anything about it. You're yeah.
No, I talked to actually on our ridiculously, like, I was just gonna get a few partner projects and I fucked up and got them all instead. But we have one block producer project partner at Blue Deck, and it just so happens to be EOSUSA. So what are you gonna do?
What am I gonna do? Boo, right?
Yeah, something.
I'm gonna run something and break something. That's probably in our future.
At the same time, probably.
Yes, in no particular order.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, we try to do this like every month or so, like touch base with some of the EOSIO block producers. It's not that I'll speak for myself only, and probably Michael too, because he does other things off of EOSIO, his company, but it's not that we like dislike Ethereum. For example, No Janka, thank you for always tuning in. You know, you said you love Ethereum. I don't hate Ethereum. I just hate the fact that like there seems to be a bottleneck of inequality that runs it, and I'd like them to fix that. And once they fix that and allow everyone an equal playing field, then I'll be more happy with it. But you know, I think it was somebody brought up a good point about NFTs, Michael. You know, yeah, there is a use case for all of these blockchains. I just want, I mean, it's probably not going to happen.
But yes.
Yeah. I no. Well, I don't want all of them. I want all of them that are doing something. These ones that are just like sitting there full of, you know, I mean, rainbow unicorns are for NFTs, not for projects who are collecting money and doing nothing. That's all I'll say.
Hey, you know what? There's a lot of money in rainbows and unicorns. I've spent a lot on both of those in my life. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate anybody any more than just being tribalistic. Like I say, if you accept Bitcoin as a currency and then say my chain's the best, well, your chain's just different.
Yeah. Unless you're into Cardano, fucking shut up. Somebody had a meme, and it was Adriana was posting on it. Of course, she's just vicious as just a glorious standard. But they were saying that, like, Bitcoin was DOS, and Ethereum was something else, and then Cardano was like the pinnacle of internet fantascitude. And I'm like, dude, like that's like, it's like Doom. It's like the biggest vaporware on the face of the fucking earth. They don't even have smart contracts yet. Oh, they're launching smart contracts in 5 minutes. Cool. We did that 20 million years ago on Ethereum. This is not a new thing, right? Like, what is it, 50 million times faster? Well, no, it's not really faster, but like we have contracts now, dude. Fucking EOSUSA can do smart contracts on EOSIO on like 10 different chains. Fucking shut up. Sit down. Literally, everybody in ADA, just sell it. It's honestly, it's just fucking Doge with a fancier logo.
I don't know. That dog's pretty cool,
dude. If you're gonna be a community token built on hype, be honest about it. And Doge is fucking really good at that. Right? It is. And it's legit. Like I love community tokens a lot. I just hate hype tokens that say there's something else and then convince really low information buyers that they're going to change the world when they're probably not. Sorry, was that out loud? Did I do all that out loud? Damn it, Jimmy.
No, I mean, I wish Elon Musk was on the line to hear that, because he's one person who should have.
He knows. Well, dude, he's all in on Doge, and he's right.
Yeah.
Right, like that. Like he could go in and pump the crap out of that by leveling a couple of tweets, which is really a joke against the SEC because he can't talk about his own company. Right. Without getting rat fucked by the SEC. He's like, no, I just like this dog. It's whatever. I just bought a freaking, just turned $1 million into 100 million again because Doge is funny. I like it. Game on.
We love all our tokens,
right? They're just good, and all the tokens on Wax are about to get fucking rockets strapped to their ass. Not that I'm biased, but I am.
Hey, I should go create a few.
What's that?
I said I should go create a few.
I mean, we should. If we were gonna make a community token right now, you and me, EOSUSA, what would it be? I mean, we should make one for you guys anyway. Like, why can't block producers have their own token?
Oh, I mean, we can. We can deploy our own contracts. You can have whatever you want. I can make your token on my contract. Yeah. It's just whether you do it or not. Issuing your own token is a whole nother ball of wax. I'll be honest with you. If I had to pick a ticker symbol for my coin, I'd probably go with shit.
You'd go with what?
Shit coin.
Shit. Well, I mean, that works for me. I like it.
So
it's like literally, it's sitting right there. I'd pick up some shit coin.
I have produced lots of shit coins.
I mean, All right. So what's the max supply of shit coin?
I don't know. Somebody get a calculator. What's poop in, what is that, 6006 upside down? Whatever.
Nicely played. I love it.
Okay, so 6006. Yeah. That's really good. That's funny. It's a crap load.
Oh, I gotta go and do it before somebody steals my idea.
I'm not even kidding. Like, because this is how easy this is, right? So shitcoin is going to exist, and there's going to be 6,006 of them. I want 5% for being here for the idea.
I might definitely have to go with like a precision of 8 on that one.
100%, right? Because like shitcoin takes off, and like now they're worth $2 million each. I'm like, I want in on the top of this bad boy.
I mean, we got to get it down to the lowest level of poot. Is that definitely going to be the Satoshi of
the
shit?
Did you say poot?
It's a single poot.
A toot.
Toot. There you go, a toot.
Oh, this is so dumb. I absolutely love it. I'm here for this.
I'm pretty
sure like just have the little emoji. Yeah, I think shitcoin is a thing somewhere else. Fuck the other shitcoin. Wax shitcoin's better. That's what I heard. That's what I heard anyway. I just heard it was better.
I'm gonna file a patent.
Well, I
backed
mean,
by like a major block producer or something.
And you could just define yourself. You could define yourself by using a dollar symbol for the S. I mean, that's the real shitcoin, right?
It has to be a poop emoji. I mean, it's just like
for the
record, there is poop coin. Yeah, there is poop coin. I think on somewhere. I don't know where. Anyway, hey, I think this is. I have to take this phone call, but yeah, I'm excited. Let's launch some crazy shit.
What is the wallet for this one?
Oh, we support all the wallets. It'll be multi-chain. I'll run an IBC dedicated bridge. Hey, will Arabia run an Oracle for me?
Right? Yeah. What happens when you burn shit? I don't know. It just shows up somewhere else. It just appears over there on that chain. I like it. Yeah, TC wants to know how many turds does he need for a shitcoin. There's some really fun plays here.
Ooh, blending into turds. Can you crystallize it?
The thing, Nefty, we could do the token drop as an INFTO on frickin' Nefty blocks now, right? I know that we could set that up. Although I'm sure you could set up like an NFT burn to token thing. Like this is the thing, like just as a community token, because we can do whatever the fuck we want. I think we should. I mean, Doge.
I know some guys with some scripts that can just make tokens appear.
I mean, make it so.
We will chat. I don't know how much more I can chat about creating a token on live stream.
It's a community token. If Doge can do it, why can't you?
There's no financial value to it. Do not invest in this.
No, for sure don't buy this.
Sorry,
I have something in my eye. No, and here's the thing. We never sell this token. We only sell NFTs that burn into the token.
I don't know what kind of an NFT is it going to take to make shitcoin.
I mean, the NFT is a doorbell above a paper bag.
Yeah, merge your shitcoin with Taco, it'll be explosive. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. All we got to do is like make some kind of function.
I got it. I'll go back to my college days. We used to call them shit tickets. So just little rolls of
shit tickets.
That's
shit tickets.
What was that? The demolition man where he just swears into the machine.
Oh. More real gas fees. Yeah, every transaction. Can you make the contract so that every transaction burns like 5% of it? Like sovereign,
do all sorts of things like that.
Yeah. Let's do that. I love like a hyper deflationary thing. And then if we like a basic stake contract where you can earn, XYZ%.
You want to hyper deploy the coin that has 6,006 totals.
Yeah, but like think about this, like they all initially cost like
standing. I mean,
right? It's like they cost $100 each to buy them. So like it's like that. Yeah, oh for sure. Yeah. No, the NFTs. Can you run miners off methane? Yeah, I know. I'm giving the
you can run miners off of all sorts of things.
Saying.
I don't know if I'm going to be the man to do that for you, but
but it can be done.
I can get you the miners.
There you go. All right, so.
How do you feel about the shitcoin conversation? I'm sorry.
I think it's brilliant.
Basil, you'll be able to say you were a part of it, Paul.
You were here at the beginning. Exactly. And it's like, oh, geez, not again. Oh, man, that's good. Well, shit. All right. Well, all right. Good talk. Let's make it happen.
And thanks to everyone who tuned in. As always, Corey and I will be back next week with a roundtable, but we're going to change up the time a little bit. I think we're going to start doing a little bit earlier for reasons unbeknownst to the community, but that's the great thing about being able to make our own schedules. So
I don't know about all that. I'll never make those appointments anymore. I'm going to get all screwed up.
Well, I mean, never mind. We won't tell you why we did it, Michael. No, we're just going to do it a little bit earlier because there's some other things that are going on in our lives that and in other people's lives as well. Not that we don't love having you, Michael, but we want to try to get a little bit more diverse population from other places in the world as well, maybe some Asian people. We've got some cool ideas. Corey, I'm really excited about this one. I had the idea, but somebody else brought it up. It's basically we want to do a DGen roundtable. TC, you're probably going to have to come to that. And we've got Adam Carswell's friend. Basically, he's really down with time management and being a crypto addict. So we're going to bring him on and a few other people that we know, and that'll be super fun. Michael, again, if you're free, join that one because that'll be fun. We know how much of an addict you are when it comes to blockchain and crypto. And yeah, we've got some really cool new show ideas coming up. So thanks always for tuning into the roundtable. Basel, thanks for joining us. The first one.
Thank you for the invitation.
Hope to see you back again here on our EOSIO weekly. Sorry, on our EOSIO. Wow, that was a throwback. On our EOSIO roundtables. Yeah, and that's all I got today.
Good talk.
Give us the shitcoin shop, Michael.